Hi, welcome back. It's time for another Blu-ray pickup video, and I have a bunch of Eureka Masters of Cinema titles to pick up. I've really been delving into this series, particularly as I've been on lockdown, and almost everything I seem to pull out has been an absolute winner, and I've been picking up a few of the movies I'm missing from this collection, and we'll just run through these. And again, I have watched all of these movies that I've picked up, a rare occurrence, but it's becoming more frequent, it's particularly this year. So let's get started. I've picked up two Billy Wilder movies this time. In the recent sale from Eureka, it was 2 for £20. I picked up 1, 2, 3. Absolutely loved this one. Again, as I would expect, took me a little while to get into this one though, and it does feel at times a little bit of a commercial or a satire of Coca-Cola as well as the Cold War, and we get a character who is high up in the Coca-Cola food chain. He is in Berlin. He is kind of wheeling and dealing, and his boss's daughter has to come and stay with him, and things transpire. And it takes that typical Billy Wilder route where you have the main protagonist who is doing 1,001 things at once, talking a mile a minute, and is several steps ahead of everybody as pressure kind of is put on him and he tries to save the day. It's wonderfully fun, especially when it gets to that latter half as everything really starts to ramp up and he's trying to do all these jobs at once, and the characters are all also playful and the dialogue's just wonderful and sparkles as you would expect with Wilder, and I had a great deal of fun with this one. Not the best Wilder I picked up though. Another one I picked up recently, this was from CEX. I got it for £5. And it was one that I was missing. It's the Saga of Anitha Han by Joseph von Sternberg, and this was a really weird one. Really weird because it's all Japanese actors speaking their own language and it's not subtitled. We have Sternberg himself narrating this story of Japanese soldiers trapped on an island, not realising the war is over as they slowly start to implode. I really liked this one. Very unique, very different, and not the usual kind of thing that I would have watched or recommended. If it wasn't for the Masters of Cinema, I would never have experienced this oddity. Next up was Rio Grande, however you pronounce it. I really enjoyed this movie. This was a real surprise because I was expecting a Western, and I did to a certain extent get that. But what I also got was a fantastic trio of relationship dramas between a husband, an ex-wife and a son who he never really raised, and that's all the emotional core that's driven throughout the movie. And when we get to the usual Western stuff, the fight at the end, there's more panache, there's more weight to it because we have an emotional core at the heart of this movie. I was really surprised by how much I liked Rio Grande. I thought it was wonderfully staged, and that whole emotional element was the thing that just drove this movie forward for me. Can't rate it highly enough. Part of that Billy Wilder 2 for 20 deal that I got, and quite possibly my favourite that I've seen of his movies so far, is Witness for the Prosecution, starring a terrific Charles Laughton as a cantankerous old lawyer who is determined, even though he's just out of a coma out of the hospital, to take on this criminal case and save the day for this man who he sees as unjustly arrested and prosecuted for a crime. I've done a review for this one that's already up in the channel. This was a terrific movie. I can't rate it highly enough. It was truly wonderful. The reviews, there'll be a thing somewhere up here where you can go and watch it. I thought it was terrific. Highly recommend this one. Last but not least was Quaiden. I've been wanting to see this for a while. When it was announced back in January, I pre-ordered it and eagerly waited it coming. I recently watched Harakiri and just loved that from Kobayashi, and I was really curious about this one. And what you get is kind of 4 anthology stories that make up a kind of really atmospheric horror. Lasts for 3 hours. It's stunning technicolor. You get these kind of fairy tale like stories, each one different from the previous, and it's just wonderfully set up. But it's the production values, it's the way the sets are built, the way they're lit and shot, that just make this truly wonderful. I think this really shows a master at the top of his game who knows exactly what he's doing and achieves every goal he sets out for. This was really worth the wait. I cannot rate it highly enough. I thought it was terrific. There we have it. Some masters of cinema that I've picked up that I've just loved every one of them. I just, you know, they're getting better and better. I'm just loving delving into my collection, picking up the little gaps that I'm missing from the masters of cinema, and I can't wait to see what I've got to watch next in there. If you have any suggestions in that series that you think I should jump onto next, let me know in the comment box, or if you've got any comments about these movies, let me know, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.